My transition from NFL player to real estate investor and mortgage lender really happened organically. I was a journeyman player, so I never made a crazy amount of money. So when I was purchasing my first property, I wanted to find a property that would generate a little bit of rental income because I knew I was going to have to pay not only that mortgage, but the rent in whatever city I was playing in. And I played on 5 NFL teams in 6 years and a few Canadian teams. So I ended up purchasing a 2-unit property in my hometown, rented out the back unit, and lived in the front. Shortly after purchasing that property, I ended up tearing my knee. Most NFL contracts are non-guaranteed, especially at that time. And so I ended up losing my entire contract, and I ended up renting a room out to my aunt in the front house that would cover my entire mortgage until I made a comeback. I did end up making that comeback and playing for a few more years, but when I had my third knee injury in a game, I had every intention to come back and play. I was rehabbing my knee for about 2 hours a day, and the rest of the time I would just sit on the couch not doing anything, collecting workers' comp. And I was like, I need to do something to better myself. And I already owned this real estate property, and I was interested in becoming a real estate agent. But what I started to realize was the key to this whole real estate investing thing was knowing how the financing and the mortgages work, because I had had trouble purchasing properties because I had played on so many teams in a short amount of time that my income was up and down, and the contracts were non-guaranteed or not for a long time. And so I couldn't qualify with your traditional bank like a Chase or a Wells Fargo. So I ended up getting my mortgage license. After getting my mortgage license, I was actually offered a few jobs, and I took the job thinking I'm just going to get in here, learn all the ins and outs, and then I'm going to go right back to playing football. Right around the time my knee started feeling better, I had my first amazing month in mortgage lending. I made over $20,000. And I was like, what am I doing going back and beating my body up? And I'm just going to stick with this mortgage and real estate stuff. I've accomplished what less than 1% of football players get to accomplish, and that's pursuing their dream in the NFL. And it's time to move on to other things. So that's the story on how I went from NFL to real estate investing and mortgage lending.